Oh, everyone, hello. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday's a good day, especially if you take Wednesday off, and then it's kind of like a Friday to you. But you never thought of it that way. All right, hey, listen, I want to make an announcement on some of the changes that are happening here, and what's going to be happening over the next couple of weeks and the changes you're going to see. First off, I'm turning my Tuesday YouTube live, this one that many of you come to all the time. I'm turning this into our hotels to homes. And my partner, David Peters, and I will be doing a joint session here where we're going to talk about hotel conversions. We're also going to be doing the start of a podcast series with other hotel converters and talking to them about what they do, the best practices and things that we can recommend. And that's what we'll be focusing on for Tuesdays. Now, on Thursdays, it's going to be law school. It's going to be really my practice is opening up to include representing now as your attorney anyone looking to acquire multifamily property. And if you want to find out, I'm going to do a whole webinar on how it operates and what types of services my office will provide to new buyers. I tell you, it just makes so much sense if you have a lawyer who has done it a million times, hypothetically speaking, and can also help you take you through every process, every step in the process to make sure that you do it correctly and that you're being protected. So that is what we've got coming on. So today, I just kind of want to share with you, just a little chat about hotels to home conversions. And I was just on another Mike Slotnick's podcast where we're talking about it. And he asked a very interesting question. He kind of gave the example of geez, it's the success of conversions from hotels into apartments has to do with how strong the market is or for that type of product. And he's absolutely right. And so what we've discovered over time using, right now, my partner, this is his fifth conversion. This will be my third hotel that I'm involved in that we're doing the conversion for. And what we found is that the strongest markets for these types of conversions aren't primary markets. They are actually the secondary markets. And then you couple on top of that a great find of a conversion property, which includes a market where studio apartments can get about $1,000 a month for rent. And of course, it all ties back into what price you pay for the property. But those are the types of things that we look for. We don't go looking for the Jacksonville market, which one converter is doing a lot in right now. That's just not ours. Right now, the deal that we are focusing on is in Louisville, Kentucky, which is a perfect secondary market for this type of conversion. The demand for the product is huge. There aren't many programs out there like it. So in that regard, we've really got some economies of scale with bringing these units to the marketplace. Just think about it. We're taking a hotel room, converting it to a studio apartment, so it's got everything you need right there contained in one unit. And then we're bringing all of these units at one time to the marketplace. Now, obviously, our conversion is going to be over several different phases, so it won't be all at one time. And so the absorption rate will be much stronger that way. But in the end, we will have 141 unit property with probably about 90 to 95% occupancy. So we're having that level of occupancy and absorption into the marketplace. So we want to make sure that the market can handle that new product coming to the market. So that's one of the things that we look at when we're looking at hotel conversions. And I tell you, if For those of you interested in multifamily and you've been looking for deals, you've been trying to figure out how can I make my numbers work, and there's a big, huge difference right now in the marketplace between the sellers and the buyers, between the bids and the asks, all because of the interest rate is causing agita or angina among many investors. When you look at a hotel conversion and you ask the question, how much am I buying this property for on a per unit basis? And then you compare that to multifamily. And then you compare the rents. And you just can't lose with some of these numbers on conversions. Let me give you a perfect example. Right now, a multifamily property in the Louisville area on a per unit basis for a studio is about $120,000 per door. And that generates approximately $1,300 a month in rent. Now you take a hotel that meets all the requirements that we look for in a conversion, and you purchase it for $40,000 a door. You put $16,000 a door into it for the upkeep, and that brings you to a product that you can then sell for $1,000 a month. You can't win if a $120,000 product commands $1,300 a month in rent, but a $60,000 product commands $1,000 in rent. That's a huge win. Just do the numbers. The numbers just make total sense. And that's why we love this whole hotel conversion business. And what we're going to be doing is getting other investors on with us, people who have done it as well. And we can hear their perspective on it, get their focus and see how they like their conversions, what worked for them, what didn't work for them, what did they learn that they will never do again. All those great questions we're going to have answered for you by people who are in the business. And keep in mind, folks, this is not just something that is happening because the market has changed and multifamily is kind of tough right now. The transaction volume for multifamily is down. That's not why this is happening. This is a new thing to look at. It's got higher barriers to entry, so not everyone's going to be doing it. You're not going to have 1,000 people in a weekend boot camp learning how to buy apartments, and now you have to go out there and compete against all those people. This has got higher barriers to entry, so it's going to make it easier for those people that know what they're doing to make money at it and not have a whole lot of competition. That's a great aspect to this business. But it is going to continue to grow because they are building more and more of our perfect concept product. You're looking at what these hotel chains are building. They're building extended stay hotels. They're building essentially mini apartment complexes. And in the hotel world, those become obsolete after about 20 years. And that's when we step in. That's when we step in, put a new shine on it, and turn them into multifamily properties. And we're just going to keep cranking and doing more and more and more of these things. It's absolutely fantastic. So these are the things that we're going to be bringing to you every Tuesday going forward. This is going to be a hotels to homes discussion. Every Thursday, it's going to be a multifamily law school. I'm going to be talking to you about some of the product problems and issues that my clients are seeing as they acquire multifamily property. Just to give you an example of what we do as a law firm, one of the first things we do is we help you set up your entity. That's obviously one of the biggest issues that nobody thinks about. What type of entity should we use? And that actually comes into play more when you're setting up the loan. The banks are very strict on how you're going to structure the entity and how many people are going to be in it and who's going to be a GP and who's going to be an LP. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be helping my clients with in setting up their entity, getting them all legal just to start off, and then also getting involved in the contract negotiations, drafting the purchase and sale contract. Now, in the past, I've kind of shied away from this. I've been more on the consulting, mentoring role. And now I think there's I'm going to start representing my students as their attorneys because there's becoming a huge need for that specialty. And I think that it's a great fit for what I do as an attorney and as a teacher. So you've all heard about the Multifamily Investing Academy. That's my education arm. I'm still going to make that available to students. But when you start to buy property, I'm going to act as your attorney to represent you through the whole entire process. Setting up your critical dates timeline, walking you through the due diligence process, both all the legal, financial, and physical due diligence, making sure that it's a good deal and that you're going to proceed forward with the deal. Then I'm going to help you set up the deal structure. What's the waterfall? What's the split? How many layers do we need in the LLC? All of those types of things we are going to delve into and set up on your behalf. And also then introduce you to our securities attorney. I don't do securities work, never will. Not my thing, but we have great attorneys, Nate Dodson and Richard Robinette, crowdfunding lawyers. That's who we use. That's who I would recommend to my students, and that's also why it ties in with the operating agreement and the entity structure for the particular deal. Also helping you with your bank, making sure that we I advise you correctly on how to find the loan and how you're going to structure the loan. And then also just keeping you on track throughout the whole entire process, making sure that I'm reviewing the purchase and sale agreement and making sure that we're doing everything correctly, complying with all the requirements. And then good, bad, or indifferent, the termination of the agreement, termination of the contract, whether you decide you're not going to go ahead with it, you got to terminate it the right way so they don't come after you. Or in the alternative, you get through the contract, you buy the property, and then making sure that you are complying with all those terms and requirements that live beyond the closing date of the contract. So those are the types of things that we're going to be talking about on Thursdays. And also, you can get to hear some of my war stories from representing people over all these years. So that's it for today. This is all I was going to talk about. A brief little blurb on hotels to homes. I'm going to educate you on hotels to homes. I'm telling you right now, folks, this is going to be the future of investing for multifamily owners. It's an easy way in if you have people like David Peters and myself helping you every step of the way. And also, we're going to talk to you about our deal. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put right here in the chat box. This is the link that could get you into our cash flow portal. So if you want to go check out our Louisville deal, if you want to see what type of returns, if you want to see the documents, if you want to see the strength of this particular deal, if you want to talk to me about it, just send me an email. We'd be more than happy to chat with you. But this is where we are. Focusing our strengths. And if you'd like to come along for the journey, we'd love to have you. And it's really it's a great property. It was one of those diamonds in the rough. It's one of those kind of properties that you can't believe you were lucky enough to find. And for those of you that want to get involved in it, we still have room in the transaction because of the way we were structuring the deal. It's going to be a great investment. And I'd love to tell you more about it, which we will do this time next Tuesday. So thanks, everybody. I appreciate you coming on. Click on that link, fill out the form. Our investment partner, Mel Jacob, will we'll be able to reach out to you and talk to you, answer any questions that you have. Other than that, folks, I'm going to sign off, and I will see you all on Thursday. Make sure you show up on Thursday. I got some great stories to tell you. You'll love them. All right, everybody. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk later.